a week, a person who was subjected to mobbings on numerous occasions. Or Wendell Phillips. Wendell Phillips, the son of the first mayor of Boston. He's an interesting character. Wendell Phillips went to Harvard College, went to Harvard Law School, born with the proverbial silver spoon in his mouth, would come to chapel on Sundays in the family's very ornate horse-driven carriage, had everything going his way, graduates from Harvard Law School, starts a law practice, then one day is walking through Boston, sees a mob grab William Lloyd Garrison, starts asking questions, lo and behold, becomes an abolitionist. People think that he is literally crazy, a crazy fanatic, but he stuck with it, one of the great abolitionists. Lydia Maria Child, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Joshua Giddings, the Grimke sisters, and then people who are, some of these are people who I think would be known to folks who have a good grasp of American history, but then there's some really obscure figures. I mentioned in a class of students just this morning that 2 weeks ago I came across this fellow, Charles Torrey, Massachusetts man, very highly educated, detests slavery, journeys to the Chesapeake Bay area to help slaves run away from bondage. He's caught, he's sentenced to prison, he dies of pneumonia in a Maryland prison. In the Civil War and Reconstruction, I think of Charles Sumner, I think of Albion Tourget. Later period, in the early 20th century, I think of the people who were the founders of the NAACP, four in particular: William English Walling, Oswald Garrison Villard, Charles Edward Russell, Mary Ovington. These are the people whom David Levering Lewis described as the handful of influential whites who broke ranks with the prevailing creed that nothing could be done for black Americans. Then in the 30s, 40s, 50s, I think of people like Miles Horton, who was the founder of the Highlander School. Miles Horton, white,